and my barking dogs. They're barking today. You know why? They're lonely. No one here to walk them except for me. No one here to play with them except for me. And they know that I'm on my show talking to you, and that just bothers them. But anyway, hi. Good morning to everyone. It is Thursday, February 16th, and we are here for today's program. We're doing a really fun card. I call it a fun fold card, but I suppose it could be also called a fancy fold card. The only thing I'm having trouble with is the closure, and I'll talk about that in a second. But when you open it up, it reveals this really pretty, look, reveals this pretty sentiment. And on the back are the leaves. And so then when you close it up, it goes like this. Whoops, just like that. Isn't that cute? So cute. All right, so we're going to get started on this project. And I'm going to take you through a lot of the changes that I made. This is an image from Cricut Design Space that you can pick up for free if you are an Access subscriber. Okay, so keep that in mind. And let's see. So tomorrow being Friday is our Joyful Friday. I was tossing around a couple of ideas, and I had one that I kind of wanted to show you how to use other people's SVGs on in the Joy. And I think I have a great SVG that you guys can check out from Lori Whitlock. And I'm going to play with that after the show. So I'll have more information afterwards. But I just wanted to let you know of that. Also, I am running late on everything. And that's a kind of a lot of pressure. I feel like I'm under an intense amount of pressure, but I can do it. I can do it. Yeah, I thought that would be a good joy lesson. So I did find, if you are interested in Lori Whitlock's files, you can go to shop.loriwhitlock.com. That's where I got it. And what I will do is just kind of show you that she has until Saturday, she has a sale going on. And I was thinking that I would try one of these, where is it? One of these brand new files that she has. It's called a 5x7 grid pop-up card. And I think that that's going to work on a Joy, but I have to have a look at it first, okay? So there's that. So let's go back to Design Space and let's have a look. So this is as I said, it's called a fun fold card. It is from Design Space. I have made some changes to it so that it will be easier and it will save you paper. Okay, because paper's in a high commodity, and I know everybody, especially yellow. And I contemplated doing this in a different color scheme, but I really wanted to use the saying that I use, which is I'm going to give this to my friend Molly, right? So what I wanted to do was to put on the back of the card for my dear friend, and then when you open it up, I wanted to have a little saying, like a card saying. So I put, be like a sunflower, so that even on the darkest days, you will stand tall and find the sunlight. I think that's a great little encouragement, like saying for people. And I know a lot of people really do love sunflowers. So, and I do too. I love sunflowers. So I want to show you how this happens. I love her files, but do something relaxing for my. I know, Cheryl, but I have the weekend. I have the weekend. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this and I'm going to show you as if you are coming into Design Space and going to design this card. But remember, you can always pick it up in the community, and and I will show you how to get it in the community. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to images. and then image sets. And we're going to type in the word crazy. Okay. And when you type in the word crazy, you get 6 results. And the 2 that we're looking for, it's actually one, it's in one of them, but I wanted to point out both of these, is called Crazy Cool Cards and Crazy Cute Cards. These are great cards. They used to be, Jamie and I were talking the other day about something called, I think it was called Cricket Rewards or Cricket Circle, where way back before they had Design Space, you would have like a membership, and only people that were part of the membership could get these particular files. So now they've made them available to everyone, and they are free to anyone who has Cricut access. But I don't think when they came out, they got a lot of publicity because a lot of people didn't get them, right? So we're going to do ours. The one we're going to do today is in Crazy Cute Cards, but I want you to just kind of go in and have a look at these others because they're really fun, and there are a couple that I want to do in the future. So this one here is the one that we're going to do. Now it's a little bit I don't know, a little bit like kind of secretive. It doesn't show you how great it is to put this together. And also I want to point out that they have put this here in the front, and it's supposed to close the card, but it kind of doesn't. And just so that you know. So we're going to just click on that and bring it into our canvas. Now it comes in, it's very small. So what we need to do is make it larger. I'm going to ungroup it just so that you know, and take away these envelope pieces. And I'm just going to focus in on the card. So what I want to do is, now that it is ungrouped, I'm going to show you something here, but we're going to resize the whole thing together. So we're going to regroup it, and then we'll make it about 9.5 to 10 inches wide. And this will fit into a square envelope about 5 inches. Okay, so let's have a look at what we get. So here is the whole thing laid out for you. So you see here, this is the main piece right here, and it has all kinds of score lines in there, so it's going to be easier to fold, because this has a very unique fold. And also, just to kind of give you an idea of this piece, I'm going to hold it up. So this is the piece that we cut out, and this is going to be the back. All right. So it says, "For my dear friend," because we're going to actually be putting stuff over this. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals to this. And so what you'll find is there are 6 leaves. There are 6 of these triangles. This is actually 6 of the same piece, just put in place and showing you the placement. And then also these 2 pieces are together. So this, if you were just to cut this out, you would be wasting a lot of paper. And as I mentioned at the top, yellows are kind of difficult to come by. So I think that I would like to show you the way that I have changed up this file so that I can get maximum use out of my paper. So again, as I mentioned, this piece actually is the same piece in 6 different, and forming a circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go to contour, and I'm going to hide all the contours. That's only going to leave one of them available. And now all I need to do is to duplicate it so that I have 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's that. So I'm going to just group this, or no, I don't need to group it. So the same thing with this one. I'm going to go to contour, and I am just going to hide all contours, keep 1, and then I'm going to duplicate it so that I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one here, same thing. Contour out all but 1, and then duplicate it 6 well, 5 times, right? All right. Then these pieces, this one I do not have to worry about. This one I want to put a sentiment on. And this one is just kind of attached. And if you are like me, that is bothersome. So what you're going to do is you have to detach the, this is the actual, what do you call it? The score, it's like a hexagon. Is it a hexagon? 1, 2, 3. What's 6? Is it a hexagon? I forget. And so what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this. And then the first one, we're going to contour out. We'll hide all the contours. And then we will just contour back in these pieces on the side. But we're going to hide this. It's a little difficult to do this, but if you don't want to do it, it's okay. It's not going to waste a ton of paper, but let me just make sure that I'm doing the right thing here. I don't know if I am doing the right thing. Okay. Nope. Nope. So, all right, we're going to do again, we're going to go back to that contour, and I got to make sure all those little like petals, or I don't know what they really are, but that they're showing up, right? So I'm actually getting a little confused myself. So let's see, I'm going to make sure. I wish they would change this, but anyway, that's the way it is. Okay, so let's see if we did the right thing. Almost. And we just have to go back and contour out these little tiny pieces right here. Okay. And now that we've contoured that out, we're going to bring back the scoring, bring it forward on your screen. And then you see it's shaped like a hex. So it's going to actually go very close to this edge of these petals here. So I want to make sure that I have it showing. So I'm going to do arrange, bring to the front. Let's try that. Okay, and then I'm going to go here and do align center. Now I know that the score line is in the proper place, and then I can attach it. And then for this little thing here, we're going to do the contour again. We're going to hide these the bigger piece. And hopefully I can do this. And then we're going to go on the hunt for a nice saying about sunflowers and add it to our card. So now our card is actually, we kind of deconstructed it to save space and save paper. And then just so that you can see this piece we just worked on is on the bottom, on the inside bottom. So I'm going to send it to the back, and then it gets covered with this piece slightly smaller, and then it gets covered with this piece slightly smaller, and that's what creates the inside of the flower. You've used slice to separate. You can do that. You can certainly do that. There's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to Cricut. So, so there you go. So now let's go ahead into the internet, and we're going to go first. We're going to go and we're going to look for, something nice to say, like quotes about, that's what I think I did, quotes about sunflowers, because I wanted something that was going to be uplifting and encouraging. So I went to this place called everydaywanderer.com, and it's 100+ sunflower quotes to brighten your day. And I saw these really great, all this information about sunflowers, and here we go. So it said, let's see, which is the one? Just don't judge each day. Despite, oh, this is pretty. If I were a flower, I would be a sunflower. Always follow the sun, turn my back to darkness, stand proud, tall, and straight, even with my head full of seeds. That's really cute. Let's see, which one did I pick? They're all really nice, but anyway, let's pick one that we're going to send to my friend Molly. And so let's see. Flower needs sunlight to grow. A sunflower, bright and dark October days. Don't judge. I want to be a sunflower. I think we're going to choose this one. I want to be like a sunflower so that even on the darkest day, I will stand tall and find the sunlight. We do need to change that a little bit. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to do a Command C or a copy, depending on the computer that you have. And then I'm going to go back to my Cricut and I am going to choose text. And then I am going to do Command V or paste. And you will see here that I actually already have this set for writing. So all I need to do, and this is called Alyssa Stencil Script in writing. So all I need to do with this is make it so that it can fit on my sunflower card, you know? And then we'll talk about the wording. So let's see. Let's move this over so you can see the quote. Move over, you guys. Can't see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. So it says, I want to be like a sunflower so that even on the darkest day, I will stand tall and find the sunlight. So what I decided to change this up with, because it was for this card, I said, be like a sunflower. Be like a sunflower. So that even on the darkest days, you will stand tall and find the sunlight. You will stand tall and find the sunlight. All right. And then I just have to make a few changes here. Like I don't want this quote mark here because it was an unknown quote. And now it's all set. So I'm going to grab my piece that I want to put this on, and I am going to just shrink this down to the size of that piece. Let me make my screen a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So here it is, and there is my saying. So I'm just shrinking it down. Be like a sunflower so that even on the darkest days, you will stand tall and find the sunlight. So that I think what I'll do is put a comma here. Even on the darkest days, you will stand tall. So let's, even on the darkest days, you will stand tall and find the sunlight. Okay. So I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so that it fits in here. Don't worry. Your pens can do this very small, and I'm going to just go ahead and group this and attach it. So now it's attached. Okay. And then as far as for my text for my dear friend, which I put on the outside, the back of the card, it's the same situation. Put a text in there and then type in what you want for my dear friend. Or whatever you want. If you want to put the name of somebody there, that's fine. And then you're just going to go and put it in here so that it fits. Be careful of making sure you don't hit any of the scoring places. And then I'm going to group this, like grab both of them and hit attach. Attach is down here. Okay. Now we're ready to cut this all out. So let's have a look at how that looks. I'm not going to actually cut it out. I've already cut this out. But I just want to show you what happens here. So here you see we have these individual sort of orange cones or triangles, which is going to be great. So if you want to make 2 of these, it's not going to be like in this circle and then you'd have to figure out how to get the circle on there. No, we separated those pieces. Same with this. So we can add 2. In fact, I cut out 2 of these and I was able to get everything placed onto one piece of 12 by 12 yellow. Okay. And then let's talk about the colors, because it was a little bit difficult for me to find three really good yellows. So if you decide you don't want to do yellows, I totally understand. I was going to do this in a separate color just so you could see the difference. But in this case, we go over to Color Sync. You'll notice that we've got three different color yellows. And so I have this in three different color yellows. The unfortunate thing is if you're using just Cricut paper, they only have really one yellow, and that's this yellow. So I did have to augment with some other yellows that I had. So again, I was able to use this. This is not Cricut paper, but it's close to it. And so I use that. And then this is a slightly different yellow. Okay. So let's bring you down here to show you what you're going to do and how you're going to put this together. By the way, you're going to need a pen. I used my handy dandy 0.4 tip black pen from Cricut. And I also was able to use my scoring stylus for this. Although if you do have the scoring wheel, because you have a maker, then I probably would recommend that. Okay. Just so that you know. So there is the major piece. I'm going to just take it off of my my mat. Remember to always take it off like this, where you're folding the mat or curling the mat and not the paper, because your paper will curl if you don't. And curled paper isn't always a great thing. So I mean, it is when you want it to be curled, right? Okay, so here is what will be the outside, but all of the scoring is on here. So let's start off with this piece because it is the main piece. So here is for our, just for our reference, here is the one that's finished. We're going to be putting these leaves on the back, and then we'll put all of these pieces in here, and I did use just regular glue for this. So first step is we're going to find and fold along all of these, and you'll notice you can just fold them like this, just do like kind of a quarter turn. Yeah, I think I folded this one slightly different than I should have. I did. It's causing a little bit of a problem there. Yeah. Okay. And then fold, and you just do a fold, and then you do a turn, and then you do a fold, and then you do a turn. You do this 6 times. All right. And just want to make sure I get at the fold. There we go. And then a turn, and then here, and then a turn. Now, I would suggest, because of the nature of this card, that you flip it over and do the same thing, because you want your paper to be fluid or easy to fold. And it will be if we do it this way, and then we also are very careful about how we put those pieces on. But it gives it more of like a hingy kind of a feel. So this is going to be the bottom. So we're going to turn it around like this. Then let's take all of our little pieces and figure them out. So let's do the inner circles. So again, we have these 3 pieces. There's our cute little saying. And then we have these 2 pieces. And you can hardly see them, but they are scored so that these like petals, or maybe they're supposed to be seeds like a sunflower, are just going to be sticking up. It's not going to, it's going to be folded right along the bottom of this petal thing. Okay. You're going to do that with all 3 of these pieces. And the browns, by the way, I did get from Cricut, and the green. It's just the yellow is hard to find. So there we go. All right. So now we have all. Nope, we don't have all. So we have this one, and we've got to fold this one. Now, if you didn't want to do the fold on this one, which I didn't, and so I just cut off all those, I don't know why I did that. It might have been because one of these got jammed and the paper got messed up. So here are the three pieces. So we're going to glue those together. You can also use double stick tape if you want. They sort of nest right into each other. So we're going to just not putting it on those petal pieces, okay? Just on the actual base of that piece. You see that? And it fits nicely in there. And then this one here, same thing, just on the back. And pop it in there. And then you do have this, like if you have little pieces, because these are pretty tough to cut, you know, if they have little pieces left over, just go ahead and fish them out. So there is the inside of this card. So we're going to see, it says for my dear friend. So I'm going to put it in this way and it will fit right here on that piece. All right. Keep an eye on though where you're putting this. I know it's a little hard because of these petals things, but you definitely want this to fall in line with those scores. You do not want any overlap because it's going to cause problems with putting it together. Okay. Now we're going to do the pieces that make the inside of the card. So here are these little pieces. And I know it looks weird to put this over the cut, but actually it's so that when you look at the outside, it will have paper hiding it, so to speak. All right, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So we're going to glue those in place and definitely just glue this part because if you glue it here, the glue could come seeping out of the paper. So it's better to glue it like this. What am I doing? Do I do it wrong? Yeah, I did. There we go. All right. Kind of weird here. Without my mother here. She went to the Trask Center today. Today was her first day of school. Not school, but today was her first day of going to the Trask Center, which is our city's adult daycare program in the senior center. So we just tell her she's going to the senior center. And she was nervous, like a little schoolgirl. And she was like, oh, where do I go? Will they pick me up? And she was standing at the door, looking out the door, going, they're not here yet. I'm like, they will be here. Maybe it's this people. I'm like, nope, that's a school bus. No, that's the neighbor, you know, kind of thing. So she was a little bit nervous, but I think she's going to have a great time. And they're angels there, as someone also pointed out. They are just really super people, and they will make her, have fun. Well, they will encourage her to have fun. And today, Thursday, the reason why she's going today is she went to visit yesterday, and they told her that it was like some kind of, on Thursdays, they always have a band come in, and they do dance. They do dancing. So they encouraged her to come today or to go today because then they have sort of things on Thursdays and so she's going to go like 3 days a week. She could go 5, but she because she was authorized for 5. It's a very expensive program, and thankfully she has the proper health care to cover it. And it's called Mass Health. So it's kind of like Medicaid. All right, so next up is our little triangles, and we're going to just kind of tuck these in. I know they look a very similar color, but again, I had trouble finding all these yellows, so I tried my best, and you can try your best, or if you just don't have any yellow, make it in another color. Kind of reminds me of Adam Sandler in that movie. where he was going to school, you know, I forget, Happy Gilmore, maybe, I think it was, or he was going to school, and he said, I drew the duck blue because I've never seen a blue duck. And I thought, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want for artists, to not be limited by what they see as normal, you know? So that's just, when I did this, that's what I thought of. Okay. So we're just continuing through here. And two more. I know they're just a little bit different in color, but it will matter in the end. Okay, so here we go. And one more. Now we just have to do the leaves. The leaves are on the outside, and they've got kind of an interesting way of going on here, but it's very specific. So we need to take the 6 leaves, you see, and then there is this long part right here. And so we're going to glue this long part. You see here what I did? So we're going to glue this long part to this piece, but we're not going to glue it down all the way. We're going to just glue it sort of halfway. And I would suggest that you actually put your glue on the paper instead of on the piece, on the base, right? Now I know that looks weird, but it's gonna work out for us when we do this. So again, this long piece, it comes here and it goes here. Now, how did I find all this out? Well, partly I went to the handbooks. I'm going to show you where to find the handbooks. So if you decide to do a different one of this grouping of cards in the crazy cute or crazy cool cards, you can see how these go together. And second of all, I've done this before. So that's how I figured it out. Now the folding part is going to be a little difficult the first time you do it. It's just like you have to train the paper a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And here we go. Just 2 more. Well, I should put it, I'm going to go there. I should put it here like that. Yeah, I hope she makes some friends. I do. She asked about men, and I was thinking that could mean she doesn't want to have a lot of men around. She's not really keen on men. So maybe she was saying, like, I don't want to be with all men. I'd like to have some ladies with me. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. Front, back. Okay. And now it's time for the fold. It's time for the fold. Now, I'll show you what it's been pre-folded over here. So you see how this goes up like this? That's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get these. I know there's a lot and it's hard, but stick with me, all right? So you're going to take and you're going to squeeze together these sides. And do that on all 6 sides. All right. That one's not quite on there, so I'm going to put a little more glue. Okay. So now that you squeeze those in, like this, what you're going to do is you're going to start going around the flower and turning the leaves like this. So squeeze, turn, squeeze, turn. Now the first time you do this, it's going to feel like, wait a second, am I even doing this right? But this is right, okay? So you squeeze them in and then you're going to press down. Oh, wait, my leaf was in the way. But okay, you're going to press down, and all the leaves are going to go, you know, clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't really matter. And press down, and there is your card. Now, the first time you do this, it is going to be difficult. But again, you got to train the paper. And here I'm just making sure these folds are really nice and folded well. Yeah, see right there? I think that's like a little issue there. But okay, so this is the actual end result. And then you open it up like this. And you see, be like a sunflower, so that even on the darkest days you will stand tall and find the sunlight. And then here it says on the back, for my dear friend. Now, closing this up is where we're going to go to the handbook, because I just don't know what to do. And I wanted to see what you guys thought. So let's go to the internet. And I already have it open, but let's close this. And what I'm going to do, we've done this before, is I'm going to do an internet search for Cricut handbooks. Okay. And you see Siri has suggested this. It says Cricut.com/home/handbooks. Okay. Well, now it's saying something gone wrong. Why? Something went wrong. All right, let's try this again. Cricut. Oh, apparently it's in help.cricut.com, and maybe I can put the link, but you will find it. And this is it right here. It's called Cartridge Handbooks. Now, I mentioned before, back in the day, I guess I'm old, because back in the day, we used to collect these cartridges that had images on them, and inside of the cartridge box was a handbook. Usually, sometimes they would just be one piece of paper, but some of these got really very specific, including these ones. And what we're going to do is scroll and look for crazy cool and crazy cute. So let's see, here is create crazy, where is it? Here it is, crazy cool cards, crazy cute cards. Now, since I don't remember which one this is, I'm going to open up the crazy cool cards first. So there's crazy cool, and this one here is crazy cute. I'm actually going to be using the crazy cute one. So this is the crazy cute card handbook, and you can just go ahead and scroll. It's nice and big, so you can see all the pieces, and scroll down until you get to the sunflower one. Look at the donut one. Isn't that cute? There's a lot of really cute cards here. Okay, here we go. So this is what we have, you see? And there is that actual type of thing. They said to space this at 20.94, but you know, I do it differently. So I aimed for a card that was going to be about 7 inches. But I wanted to show you, see this piece right here? What they're telling me to do, I have that little tiny piece. They're telling me that if I take a brad, which I do have brad, that I can glue the brad onto that brown piece, and that it serves as the closure. And I cannot figure it out for the life of me. So I just wanted to just kind of show you what it is that they're telling me to do. And then I will come down here and show you how I try to do this. But I have not been successful. So here is my little inside piece. And I'm going to do a little bit of glue here. You could also use a glue gun, so you don't have to wait for it to dry. And there's my brad. And I'm pressing it down. And then basically what they want you to do, I guess, is to somehow get this open or something into this and close it. Honestly, I cannot make it work. So your guess is as good as mine for this one. And yeah, so your guess is as good as mine for this one. So you can do whatever, and I'd love to hear what you guys decided to do on that. And believe it or not, that is it for this. Isn't that cool? Glued to the back of one petal, April, you think? Yeah, I don't know. It's really strange. So my friend April from Crafting with April is here today. Good morning, April. And she's saying that it's glued to the back of the petal, which that would kind of work, I guess. Like glued like this to the back of this petal, like that. Not sure, not really sure. And I don't know how the brad comes into play, but let's go ahead and glue this to that petal. Has a lot of glue on it. I don't want it to get stuck. And then we can fold it. Maybe just glued like this. No. All right, I'm at a loss for this, but this is how it's supposed to go. So this is how it's supposed to go. And if it was attached to one of the petals, which I might have to, you know, use my glue gun for that. And then the person would receive it. Oh, from my dear friend. And then they would open it up and see this pretty flower. Isn't this cute? Do you like it? Well, it's the top when closed. For the brad to go through. Yeah. Open up the brad. All right. I do what you guys tell me to. So open up the brad and glue it to the petal. I don't know. Like this. Glue it. I'm lost. But I gave it a real try, you guys. But I guess if you... All right, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to put it in an envelope, I think. So, so how do I know what size envelope? I have to take the measurement of the card. So this is, it's about 5 inches for, so I'd probably do like a 5.5 inch square card envelope. Okay. I know when closed, put the brad through, but it's, I can't put it through. Where is the brad? Now I've lost the brad. Oh, it's on the back here. If you put the brad through, I understand how brads work, but it doesn't seem to work. It doesn't keep it closed for sure. It doesn't keep it closed, but I have scooched that. See that? I pushed it through. And maybe by putting this on top, that will work. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I could try that. But it will take a while for it, the glue to set up. Put the brad through to the top petal. I have to make a hole? No. Do I? I don't know. So, I don't know. When you guys try this, and I hope you do try it, you will maybe get better at, and we're hearing from April and all different kinds. I wouldn't make a hole. No, I don't want to make a hole. Hot glue. And, yeah. So... so that is kind of a lousy ending to a really terrific project, right? So, but I just think it's a really cute card. I think it eventually it will be opened up like this, and the person will see this lovely quote that you added inside, right? All right. So that's going to do it for today. Again, this is from the Crazy Cute cards, and do definitely go and find that handbook okay? Because it is useful. And then, of course, you need to let the glue dry and set before trying to close it. Yeah, you're right. I probably need to use a little bit of hot glue there, but I didn't plug in my hot glue gun. So I think I'll do that after the fact. So this is really fun. Now, if you want to come and pick it up as a completed, done thing, uh, and sadly, this would not be makeable on the Joy, although because it's just of the size, you know. But let's go ahead and check this out. So I'm going to save this. Once I save it, I have a title for it, and I can go into the title and I can edit the project details. So you see here, I added 2 photos, and I added what the sentiment was here on the description. I added tags, and I'm all set, so I don't need to actually update it. And then once I'm ready, I can just turn it on. When I turn it on, I'll get the confetti, and boom, it's on my profile. So let's go over to my profile so you can see, and also we can say hello to all of the new followers. All right. And here, let's see what we got for followers. Well, we've got quite a few. We haven't checked in on these people in a while. So let's have a look. Maybrit, Karita, Daisy, Debbie, Barbara, welcome. Gina, Cindy, Lynette, Sue, Diane, Becky, Kim, Vicky, Naja, Marida, Myriad, sorry, Barbie, but welcome. Emily, Dina, Amanda, Gwen, Crazy Brazilian Cook, Deetra, Sherry, Bernadette, Miriam, Martha, Malka, Linda, Anya, Viviana, Maya, Selena, Sarah, Glenda. Wow, a lot of new people. Juan, Vanessa, Pat May. There you are, Pat. Sandra, Karen, and Samantha. So those are all of our new people, which means they will be eligible for tomorrow's Cricket Cutie giveaway. Okay. And then tomorrow we are set to go to our Joy. And I'm actually going to show you on my laptop how I prepare the file for the Cricut, for the Joy. Actually, I missed one. What did I miss? Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me about that. So on Saturday, we're doing a special Zoom. We started off making these Zooms just be about, getting to know one another. But I talked about this last week, and what I'd like to do is I would like to do large projects on Zoom, and that way you all can be part and ask questions. Anybody wants to be part of the Zoom can be part of it. And so we decided, Loretta and I decided, that we're going to do some, for the first time, we're going to do some easier files that are free. And let me show you where you're going to go for those files. So you're going to go to 3dsvg.com. Now, this is not a regular programming. This is like an extra thing because it's not a regular programming, just so that you know. So this is a company called Dreaming Tree, and you'll see here, if you have never seen it before, it's 3dsvg.com. You'll see here they have shop, and then they have free SVG files. Now, a free SVG is different than a free gift on Dreaming Tree. So we're going to do a free SVG files, and I think that I'd like to do, somebody mentioned cards, so I think I'd like to do some cards. There are like almost 200 free files here, which is kind of a jackpot. So I was thinking, because they're all done by the time and everything, the whenever they launched. So I saw something that I wanted to make, and I wanted to show you guys. I want to make this, which is the Bloom and Grow card, because it's getting near spring and I wanted to make that. So definitely, if you haven't downloaded this, go ahead and download that one. And then where's the other one that I wanted to make? I thought 2 cards would be good. And let me see. There was one I saw and I was like, yeah, that one. And I'm not finding it now. Oh well. So that definitely is going to be the Bloom and Grow one. And I will set up I don't know where I should put this. Oh, wait, I wanted to make this pumpkin kitty, this pumpkin favor bag kitty. So these are both free files. So there's the pumpkin favor bag, and then there's the Bloom and Grow card. Now, just so that you know, this is just, I'm hoping we're going to try this out, and we're going to do these on Saturday evenings ish, like 6 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. Some of these files might end up costing you money. So if you decide, yeah, I just want to go to the Zoom and not pay for the file, I don't want to actually do these things, I just want to, come and watch you guys do them, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. And I will send out the Zoom link. I needed the link you posted. Okay. So there are, and not just to isolate Dreaming Tree, but there are other SVG makers. And as I mentioned at the top, there's another one that I really like. Her name is Lori Whitlock, and she makes files for different machines, but still also the Cricut. And I wanted to show you how to do that. So if you want to purchase one of these, because she doesn't have a lot of free files, I would encourage you to purchase one of these. It doesn't have to be, you can pick whichever one you want. Or you can buy them all, that's up to you. But there is a sale going on. Oh, look at these ones with the cat and the dog and the hippo. There is a sale going on. So every month, usually in the middle of the month, she gives you 30% off your digital file purchase. And you just have to use a coupon code. So I have been a customer of hers for a really long time. And I just recently, let me show you what I ordered. I ordered that chick, and I also ordered this St. Patrick's Day pot of gold, and then an Easter cross. So I'm going to try to make those work on the Joy. Yes, Miss Mandy also has some files. There's also SVG cuts. There's Craft with Sarah. And normally I don't do these because there's cost involved. So I want to do these. This is more of an advanced lesson, so not so much focused on the Cricut and more so on the actual putting it together, if that makes sense. Don't mention sales. All right. Loretta, I'm donating 3 $6.99 gift codes. Oh, for what? For SVG cuts? Oh, so we can give them away. April, can you make it on Saturday night? I think it would be a lot of fun. I know, I love those pansies too. This is probably one of my favorites, SVG cuts. But she doesn't do a whole lot of free either, but she does have some free, and you can go in here and look at free. Anyway, not to kind of get off the beaten track, but basically for Saturday night's Zoom, instead of just sitting around and chit-chatting, I thought we would do a project together, and that way I don't need to do the talking, but I just thought it would be fun to have everybody's input as we do that together. Okay, all right. Is the bunny one free? Do you mean the bunny one we were just looking at? No, let me find it. SVG cuts. So what these companies do is they often, this bunny, this is a really adorable bunny. We should do that bunny. but it costs $5.50, 49 cents. So if we want to do it, we'd have to do that. The other place that gives you one free file every month is called My Scrap Chick. So if you're looking for files outside of Cricut, there are a lot of options. Most of the time, I try to keep it Cricut focused. And for a while, I was not doing any of these, but I'm moving away a little bit from Cricut and more on just regular crafts. And speaking of which, the regular crafts, yesterday I did get somebody who was was saying, "Oh, you're doing it wrong," and I probably was, but I feel like it was a good thing to try. And also, I wasn't trying to do embossing. Embossing is different than the pearls. Okay, so I wasn't doing embossing, and I was following the directions of somebody at Ranger Ink. So I'm sure I'll have to get better at it, but it was the directions given to me by so Mama Bear's asking about a specific project. So for this one, since it's the first one, we are going to be doing some free cards at free files at s3dsvg.com, sort of an introduction to this company and the free files that are there. And I will try to continue to do free files as much as possible, but just know that you're not mandated to buy these paid files. You can just come and be here and be with us. I love this cake. Maybe we should do this cake. Let's do this cake. And I want to do that pumpkin. So that's called the petite thing. And I want to do the pumpkin and the pumpkin cat bag I want to do. And then I wanted to do that Bloom and Grow card. So those are the specifics for Saturday night. And again, I will post the link and we can all get on Zoom. I don't know if I am going to be posting this to my YouTube channel. And I'd be interested in hearing your feedback about it. Yes, the cake, pumpkin cat, and the thing. So Tammy's asking about the Zoom. So here's what you got to do before Saturday if you want to be in the Zoom. You should go to Zoom. It's like, I think it's zoom.us. Now I have an account there. Zoom. Zoom.us. So it's been a while. But what you want to do is you sign up. If you haven't already, sign up for this, okay? And then I am your host, so I will be running the Zoom. So that's why I need to send you the Zoom thing. So I will send the link. It's rather lengthy, but you just click on the top link and it gets you there, and then we'll be all together. And you can have as many people as you want on the Zoom. Oh yeah, I will post the Zoom. That's a great idea, Loretta. I'm trying to work in my Patreon patrons. Make it unlisted on YouTube. Post link to patrons. April, can you join us? Did you say you were going to join us? She's so good. I love April. Yeah. So that's Friday. So tomorrow's Friday, and then Saturday we're having our Zoom at 6:00. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and I really do appreciate your time. I will post the Zoom info on Patreon, and I'm going to make it unlisted on YouTube and then post a link to patrons. That's a great idea, April. And it's going to be 6:00. Yep, that's what we decided. Eastern Standard Time. Do you have to be a subscriber to Patreon in order to participate? No, you do not. You do not. Okay, so I will make sure um, that it is posted, but we do need to be careful because I can't really post it everywhere. Because last time I did that, we ended up with a pornographic participant, and we had to quickly get them out of there. So I got to figure all that part out. Okay. So that's it for me for today. I will see you again tomorrow. We're going to be talking about how to upload an SVG and use it on the Joy. Okay. Yeah, I know. But it was disturbing, Loretta. It was like wicked disturbing. So I don't know who else remembers that. I think John does, but it was like, yeah, I don't know. It was a couple of people. It was a couple. It was a male and female couple. So I don't know. Anyway, so that's it. Now, if you've heard about Patreon, I just want to mention. So Patreon is a way for you, if you want, to support me. So I have 42 patrons, and some of them are on a monthly and some of them on a yearly. And each month I get $216 to play with. And I usually use that money to buy product like materials and stuff. So your money is going to good use. Not like going out and partying with it or anything. And you can actually come in here and be part of Patreon and not follow or not be patrons with anybody. So you can come here and you can see other crafters. So for example, let's see if we have let's go to the homepage of Patreon if we can. No, it's not letting me. Let me just go to patreon.com and it comes up on my page. I don't know. Anyway, there is a way you can get in there and you can follow all types of people. I don't know if April, are you a Patreon? How do I see the link on YouTube if it is unlisted? Yeah, I'm gonna work that out. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, April. I don't know how I'm going to do it without opening it up to trolls. So maybe yeah, maybe you will see it on my. I got to work on that, guys. So I'm very committed to doing this. So I am going to figure these things out. All right. So that's it for me for today, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. And I will see you again tomorrow. Now I'm off to go swimming and join the Weight Watchers and start watching my food and goodbye pasta. Goodbye pasta. I'm a little sad about that. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little sad about not being able to eat bread and pasta. I've done Weight Watchers before and it's really a good program. And I do lose some weight. My problem is with this new medication they're going to be giving me, it could actually induce me to be diabetic, a type 2 diabetic. So I need to change, and I'm hoping to do that. I know I don't know how to do email newsletter yet, April. We got to talk. All right, everybody. That make them send an email. The only thing about that, April, is make it public. Okay. All right. I'll figure it out. Check out my March calendar in the community. Yes, right, Loretta. Check that out. Gluten-free pasta. I don't know. Back when my niece was living here, she made this chickpea pasta and it was like she cooked it, but it was so hard. I was like, this is barely cooked. And she's like, that's how it is. And it didn't really have much taste to it. My problem is anything white. So white flour, white sugar, white rice, and white bread. So anything white like that, I've got to stay away from. it. Okay. So, so if you want to join me, I will be doing my Weight Watchers starting soon. They do make quinoa pasta. I did not know that. Keto pasta. That's interesting. I'll figure it out, you guys. And I love you guys. So thank you so much for coming. And we will see you again tomorrow. All right. So we'll see you again tomorrow. And we're going to be joyful tomorrow for our Joyful Fridays. Take care, everybody. I love you. And I'm out. Bye.